let's talk plot twists. Plot twists and stories. How do we do those? How do we get those? What makes a good plot
We
twist?
just talked about a movie where they do it like 5 or 6 times.
Did they twist it? Oh, they're rewrapping it, twisting it, undoing it, putting it back.
Well, the thing is, plot twists it can tie into any other storytelling topic. Depending on the story, it could tie into memory loss. It could tie into mystery. It could tie into subversion of expectations, and it's kind of like a blanket kind of story topic because it can attaches itself so directly to so many other things.
Man, when you said it can tie into memory loss, I just got a good idea for a story. I was like, what if there's like a story where it's like the guy has amnesia, but the plot twist was he never had amnesia, and then
what if he's just crazy?
No, it's just like, what if he was like, going on this rampage and he's like has amnesia, but then you find out no, he's just kind of like a murderous psychopath or something like that.
He tells the audience that he has amnesia.
He's sitting there, he beats the crap out of like 5 dudes. How did I do that?
I just imagine. Ba, 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 ba. I have amnesia. Ba, 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 ba.
He breaks into a random safe in the bank. It's like he finds a bunch of money and a gun in there. He's like, "What? Who was I? What did I forget?"
Well, let's talk about some of the great movies, or any story that has the big plot twist. I know Brandon Sanderson.
The end of the movie, The Mist, not the book, but the movie.
It was a twist.
Yeah.
I didn't like
it.
That's a
plot twist. A good one is oh dang, it was the one that made Nolan famous, put him on the map.
Memento.
Yeah, Memento.
Yeah, that was a trippy movie.
That was another memory loss one, too. Right?
Yeah.
He
I
would
think
tattoo
the
himself.
movie that best had a twist, at least for my generation, the one that hit the hardest was M. Night Shyamalan's The Sixth Sense.
I still have never seen that movie.
I haven't seen it either.
If you haven't heard, do you know the twist?
Yeah, of course.
I've seen the 50 First Dates. I know the twist.
If you haven't, man, going into that without knowing the twist, it's such a good movie. It's still pretty good. It's entertaining, but if you don't know the twist, man, it just, there's a really good chance it hits you out of nowhere and it lands real well. If you know it, it's still a good movie, but that was one that I remember everybody's like, holy crap.
We could actually just talk about Shyamalan for a minute. What about The Village? The twist at the end of that movie.
I hated that twist.
I liked that. I like that movie.
I like that movie too. I didn't like the twist. Okay. We actually just watched another one of Shyamalan's called The Visit. Not to go on a tangent, but the twist in that one.
Is that a newer one?
2016.
That's newer.
The kid in it is from Alexander's No Good, Terrible, Bad Day, and the girl, I can't remember if she's from something or not. The twist in it was interesting. Like, the movie was compelling. It kept you entertained. At the end, you're wondering, like, what is going on here? Basically, these two kids go to visit their grandparents on a PA farm.
I forgot. Yeah.
And the mom hasn't seen her parents in a long time, so they're spending time with this couple. And as things are unfolding, there's weird stuff going on where there's natural explanations for why they're acting weird, but the weirdness keeps
getting weirder. It doesn't go away with
something doesn't land quite right. And then the twist at the end, it made sense. It wasn't like amazing, and the end was kind of like
it's a small enough movie. We could spoil this movie. I know the twist. It's really good.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
It turns out the grandparents are not the
grandparents at all. Yeah.
At all. Yeah, and they've just been staying with strangers the entire time.
The grandparents worked at it in an asylum, basically, and so two of the crazies that they were working with come home, murder them, and take on their identities more or less. And these kids show up, and the plan at the end was, and these crazy people, one of them, the reason that she's in the asylum is because she dispatched of her own children in a lake, and she was sending them to some planet called like Sinatuptula or something. And so the game plan was for these two elderly people that were nuts to take care of these two kids that were visiting, and the kids, again, the whole time didn't know that they were staying with people that were
they knew it was weird, but it's just like, well, mom hasn't seen her parents in a long time. We've never met them. It's a little weird, but yeah.
Yeah. And so it was fun getting to the plot twist, and the plot twist at the end was like, it was fine. It wasn't bad. There's only so many directions it could take. but
Yeah.
the ride
I
there
know
was more fun than
early
the reveal.
2000s era one that had like kind of a famous plot twist. I didn't really like the movie, but was one called The Others.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
alright.
I
With
hated
the
that
Nicole
movie.
Kidman, was that the
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, the Nicole Kidman one. Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
a good movie, but it had a kind of infamous plot twist.
I mean, I feel like a plot twist can make or break a story in the
It
same way
can,
that we were talking
yeah.
about earlier. I feel like it's the kind of thing if you it's like a choose your own adventure. You pick the wrong the wrong path, it ends in a way that
twist
you'll
of
Well,
The Others was good. It was just
does the
movie
Matrix,
around
does the
was bad.
mystery of the first Matrix count as a twist? Because they were really close-lipped about what was going on in that movie before it came out. Like my parents said when they went into theaters, that that was the big question: what is the Matrix? What's going on? And
yeah, kind of, but the twist was earlier than the end, so there's a conversation to be had there too. Like, where to put a twist to be the most effective? Do you plan it in the middle, or even like Truman Show? The twist is kind of at the very beginning with that one.
there's some anime where the twist is at the beginning too. There's one where it's like it's this cast of girls are going to school. It looks like a shoujo or like slice of life anime.
Average second year student.
No, but then it reveals, these girls are crazy, and this is like a post-apocalyptic world. Nothing they like you've seen in this episode is real.
Oh, I know exactly which one you're talking about.
I don't remember what it's called. Do you
Magical,
remember what it's name?
like it. Yeah,
Madoka Magic
Sailor
or
Moon.
something.
No, it's kind of supposed to come off like Sailor Moon, but it ends up tricky like that. No, I'd say like Truman Show is not a plot twist, right? Like,
that's
they
a
decide
plot. That's like the inciting incident for the Truman Show.
So does it by nature have to be further along?
Well, like does the twist in the Matrix count as a twist?
It just has to be we're talking about the introduction to the plot. You can't twist anything if it's the introduction. With Truman Show.
I would say
Like the Ring.
You have to go and then twist.
So it has to be further on. You can't do it at the beginning.
Well, the Matrix twist is it's like 30-40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah, exactly. You can do it towards the beginning. It can't be the introduction because you have to go from
it cannot be the inciting fucking incident.
Fair, like Memento has the twist at the very beginning, but you don't find
out. But the timelines are so twisty in that movie. It kind of works anyway.
Memento's just on a different level.
I would say you can have basically you can't have a twist be an inciting incident because it's an inciting incident.
Yeah,
but
you have to go. I mean, there's many points to a story from point A to point B to C to D or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like when you're going from point A to point B, instead of going to point B where like you expect it, it goes to Z. You know.
Well, it's like that's the thing too. A twist is they kind of fall into one of two categories, or three, I'd say. One is where the characters One is where the characters are confused, but the audience knows what's going on, and we just are observing them going through and figuring it out. The other one is where obviously both don't know. And then there's a third, more obscure one where the characters know something that the audience doesn't, and it's just not revealed to us right away.
Yeah, like I think to your point, you can have a twist at the beginning of a story, but it also has to be at the end. Like you show it up front, almost like a Fight Club, where you sort of get the
Fight
twist,
Club.
and then they have to retrace back to it. I still feel like I've seen some stories where they start off where they start going down one path, and then like something happens, and they shift gears, But I don't know if that would be considered a plot twist, or if there's another term for that when it happens.
Yeah, I guess it would depend.
Well, it's like a common twist is a character is not who they say they are, or they are someone you didn't know that they were. Like Talia al Ghul in The Dark Knight Rises, or Darth Vader being Luke's father. Those are obvious ones, but it's a very common trope in stories. As like if you're going to have a twist, it's a very common twist to have.
So, and I bring up Sanderson because I think he's got great examples of like, and even when the story's still good, he's got a bad plot twist or like, you know, because it didn't trick you. You still like he just set it up too much, and he has some plot twists that really hit.
Like for me, it's like sometimes every now and again he'll really really get me, but most of the time I kind of pick up on because he's not an a-hole. He does drop hints. You can figure it out if you pay attention.
He's good with dropping the hits. He's also good with hitting the misdirects. And sometimes it's like he makes some plot twist so obvious that it just throws you off even more with some of the others because you're like, well, you didn't make this one as obvious.
Right.
So there's something like,
Well, we've all gone through, except for Michael has gone. How we've been going through Yumi recently, and there's a couple of twists in there. One of them did partially get me, and it was more like just characters decide something, and I was like, oh, you've read it?
No, I haven't. I want to
Oh.
though. Out of his secret projects, that's the one that I'm like, I think I like that the most.
It depends.
the title is the best title.
The title is the best. I don't know. The Sunlit Man is a pretty cool title.
I don't know.
It's
you mean
basic, but it's cool.
The Nightmare Painter. I'm like, what is?
Okay,
Nightmare
yeah,
Painter?
that's the best one.
That's so cool.
I liked every secret project for very different reasons. Like a lot of people, you say Yumi is their favorite of the secret projects, and honestly, it's maybe in the bottom two for me. That's just personal preference, but yeah.
I haven't. I have only started Tress in the Tress
Emerald Sea.
Yeah, that's the only one of his I've started of the secret projects.
Yeah,
that's more like a Princess Bride style story. It's a little more whimsical, a little more action, adventure, and romance. And I don't know. I really liked that book. It was the right kind of book for me at the moment that I read it. So
yeah,
that's
I didn't mean to change the subject too much, but plot twist.
Twist.
No, it's hard to talk about Sanderson because we don't want to talk about spoilers, right?
There's so many spoilers. Yeah,
I'll talk spoilers when you finish my book, Kahuna. When I got ones that I'm hoping they're coming off good.
I can see a couple of them already, I think, but I'm going to have to read through them and find out. So we'll see.
You think? Yeah.
I got another famous plot twist from back in the day.
Wait, real quick. If the plot twists don't work, can we blame your wife, or how's that work?
Anything you don't like, it's not Bat's fault.
It's Caroline.
You
let me see Bat. You let me down.
You're gonna read a few pages. You're gonna read a few pages and blame her. It's all the
obviously a woman.
Sorry,
wrote
Mike, that's an inside. Yeah,
it's clearly the fascists.
Thank you, AC. Thank you for dipping out for a minute and then coming back to bring that. I'm so happy.
Hey,
yes, Usual Suspect. That's a great plot twist.
Have a movie?
To bring up.
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen either, but I know the plot twist, and
I don't.
Really? Okay. Sorry, James. We cannot talk about.
That's when I've been able to dodge. How about what's in the box? What's in the box?
Oh, funny you should mention that was just brought up on a previous stream that I was doing.
Yeah, that was a oof.
Yeah, that was
I
a plot twist that was brought.
Sloth being alive in that movie, like the murder for Sloth, and that guy's not dead.
Yeah,
that was a really
brutal movie.
So
I'll be honest. I've never seen the movie from start to finish. I've seen most of it, but I've never been able to watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
I don't. Justin, no. Shush. You're not allowed to talk about movies.
So the plot twist isn't really what's in the box, right? Because that happens right at the end.
The real twist is that Kevin Spacey touches kids.
Yes, thank you. The plot twist is what the last deadly sin is.
Yeah,
which is interesting. But everybody knows what's in the box, because that's definitely a twist for the character. But also everybody knows it. Like when he's like, "What's in the box?" Everybody fucking knows it. All the viewers are like, "We know."
No, I wasn't with you on that. Whenever I got there, I was like, "Nah, they wouldn't." They
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Justin's like, these are all upstanding, moral people. They wouldn't. They would.
I think
I was hoping for a happy ending, man. I always just want the happy ending.
You watched 7 and what?
You stop the bad guy. Maybe he gets to 6, and then he.
I'm watching 7. It didn't give me a happy ending.
I still always hold out.
I want my Hollywood ending. I want them to find love and to have kids.
Yeah.
Okay. America.
Bro.
If we look at the 50s nuclear family dream at the end of the book, I'm out.
I want guys. Don't talk about faith like a mushroom. Talk about optimism like Justin watching 7, hoping for a happy.
You see the first deadly sin, you're like, there's still hope.
Yeah, I was like, maybe he'll turn it around. Go see the error of his ways.
Guys, brighter days are ahead. I promise.
Oh my god! Next, he's gonna read. I need
really well was Gone Girl. Have you seen that?
No,
I kind of have, but
yeah,
I think I read it, if I'm not mistaken.
It's interesting. Like, out of all the movies I've seen, like even Seven and whatnot, Gone Girl probably messed me up more than any of all those.
Oh wow, maybe I might need to revisit it.
I think it's because correct me if I'm wrong. It's like it's like too real for like people that have been in relationships or toxic relationships.
I hate that word.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
plus
why I have to
Amber,
say it like weird.
I was like,
Amber Heard
like that,
so
and it
she's not
was,
even acting in that. So
what's that?
Amber Heard.
Was
Right?
that Amber Heard? No, that was what's her name? Rose.
It was
Rose,
Adele when she lost weight, right?
Rose. It was that chick who's in the Wheel of Time now. Who's I forgot.
That show doesn't. What do you mean? The Wheel of Time doesn't exist.
Those are books. I've never heard of
there's
the show.
Yeah, there's no
never
movie or
happened.
show.
It does not exist. Yeah, what?
Oh wait, I got a good twist from one of my favorite movies of all time, and a really
twist.
beloved. Dude, I'm melting.
I've heard of the show, Michael. Don't worry.
V for Vendetta. Spoilers, by the way.
Well, that's going to be coming up for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys, you've seen it. You know the twist.
Remember the 5th of December.
Yes. Well, everybody who's listening right now, November 5th, which is a Tuesday, we're not going to have a poll. We're going to be watching.
Day too.
It's election day. We're watching
One
V
of the
for
best.
Vendetta.
One of the best movies ever made.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Setting the
No.
bar high for me.
No.
Real hard.
Kick him out, Justin.
I think I'm kind of like Justin on this. V for Vendetta was fun, but no.
It was not fun. That's the whole. Yeah. Thank you.
I don't remember it, which means I didn't enjoy it. That's all I know.
Why are we talking about this? Guys, we're not talking about how great the movie is. You guys are left speechless by its brilliance. Now, moving on.
Yeah.
Almost as
Seconded.
speechless as Battsauce was at Titan 80's brilliance.
Yep.
Let's talk about twist endings.
What about
that it sucked at the end. Big
Oh wait, hey,
twist.
iconic. Planet of the Apes. One of the OG twist endings.
Lord of the
Kind of
Rings.
like when we if you think of really classic twist endings, you don't get much better than that. That was a pretty.
It also brought one of the best lines ever that you can just use in almost any situation.
Actually, we definitely have that as a clip in here, don't we?
The original plot twist. Are you ready?
Are you gonna say Lord of the Rings?
Oedipus the king.
His dog.
And the dog goes on.
I was like, get the sound effect on. That was great.
You just watched a clip from the Iron Seas podcast. Make sure to like this, subscribe, it helps us out a little bit, and please catch the show live at 9:30 Eastern every Tuesday.